Don't rush. This is a cold, calculated revenge story. My name is Claire, and this isn't a story about forgiveness. It's about erasure. Not mine, his. Let's rewind. A few years ago, I was just another data analyst. Quiet job, quiet life. Low risk, low reward. I paid my taxes, helped my parents, had a tiny apartment and a coffee routine. Nothing dramatic. Then I met Marcus. He was charming in that predictable way, smiles that didn't quite reach his eyes. Smart, a bit too curious about what I did for work, and always between jobs. I should have noticed the red flags. Instead, I fell for him. 6 months in, he moved in with me. Said his lease was ending. I agreed. That's when things started going off. Mail started disappearing. Packages I didn't order showed up. I found bank texts for accounts I didn't own. And then I lost my job. Not because I did anything wrong, but because someone had logged in to our internal systems under my credentials, tampered with sensitive data, and triggered an internal investigation. The final blow? My credit report was nuked. Loans I never took. Cards I never opened. Everything gone. And Marcus? Gone too. Turns out, he wasn't between jobs. He was building a life with my name. Fake licenses, shell accounts, a whole network of synthetic identities all traced back to me. He used me like scaffolding, and once his empire was stable, he vanished. The police? Useless. Too complex. International jurisdiction. Blah, blah, blah. So I made a choice. If no one would stop him, I'd erase him, just like he erased me. First I disappeared, not in the dramatic way. Quietly. Legally. I changed my name, moved cities, got a job in digital forensics, the same field Marcus had stolen from me. And I studied identity manipulation, dark web marketplaces, crypto laundering. I learned every loophole and every blind spot he used. And then I built something. A honeypot. A trap disguised as a new scam. Too perfect for Marcus to resist. A fake persona, a fake tech startup, fake documents, fake investors, all coded and hosted through mirrored servers routed through dead nations. And I leaked it where he'd find it. It took 2 months, but he bit. He thought he was stealing from a fake startup. In reality, he was feeding his entire criminal web into my machine. Every account, every alias, every connection. I watched it all. I didn't contact him, didn't warn him. I just documented. And then I reported everything. Not to the police. To the 5 federal agencies that do care. And I sent a package to his new girlfriend. With photos, documents, video. She left, reported him again, and again, and again. Marcus is not in prison. Yet. But he doesn't have a passport anymore, or a credit score, or a name that matches any system. His accounts are frozen, his apartment evicted. His new identity flagged globally. He exists now only as a cautionary tale in security briefings. And me? I'm rebuilding. Quietly. On my terms. But that's not the end. Because Marcus, he's the symptom, not the disease. He was part of a bigger operation, a digital crime network that feeds on women like me, ones who get overlooked, ones whose identities become the raw material for someone else's profit. So I went deeper. I used Marcus as bait, turned his remaining connections into breadcrumbs, followed the trail to forums, to marketplaces, to message boards hidden under layers of encryption. I built a system, a quiet spiderweb that logged IPs, triangulated patterns, spoofed credentials, and archived conversations. I stopped thinking like a victim. I started thinking like them. And then I flipped it. Over the next year, I leaked fake datasets into darknet spaces, perfectly engineered traps, each one uniquely tailored, a fake CFO here, a deep fake investor there, a compromised crypto key somewhere else. And each time, I watched. And each time someone took the bait, and I recorded everything. Eventually, I had enough. Not just Marcus's web, but the people he sold to. The ones who ran marketplaces, who blackmailed, who bought medical IDs and children's SSNs and elder care scams. And I dumped it all. Not into public view. Into the inboxes of 37 different governments. And I disappeared again. Today, I live in a new country. Quiet apartment. No digital footprint. I use burner phones. I code for NGOs under a pseudonym. And I teach basic cybersecurity to girls in rural schools. Marcus still exists. Somewhere. But not as Marcus. He's a name that gets flagged when it shows up. He's a ghost in databases, a soft warning in border systems, a stain that never quite scrubs off. Me? I don't need him in prison. He lives every day knowing that I see everything he tries to rebuild. And I just have to press send. Revenge isn't about shouting. It's about strategy. And if you do it right, they don't even know it's you until it's too late.